morning. How you all doing? This is a smudge wand that I created from lavender and rosemary. It is created with organic bits and pieces, foraged, and I use this to cleanse the energy. I've just come out of my own meditation and I was just feeling called to come on and do a little live for you beautiful soul. So are you feeling like you're in a funk? Kind of, this was what was coming to my mind, and how to deal with that. First off, I do want to mention I've just come back from a little getaway in Turkey, which was so amazing, with my love, and I just want to share a little realization I had, maybe a little bit related to what I'm going to talk about in this live, but kind of really realizing that, like, I think when you really get to a place within yourself where you find this inner island of peace and sort of balance and alignment, it's like no matter where you go in the world, no matter what the season is you can always come back to that. And it's not to say that you won't veer away from that little island of peace. Things will come up, you might feel some heavier emotions, but knowing that you have that sanctuary within yourself, you can always come back to that, because we truly have the answers to all our questions. So that was a cool little realization for me, because I guess in the past I definitely used to travel, going from place to place, chasing the next thing to try and look for that thing outside of myself to make myself feel well, to feel happy. And I guess I realise now that this is related to what I'm going to talk about. I used to travel to get myself out of a funk, to stop myself from feeling these sort of heavier emotions. If we're going to put names on emotions, things like sadness, depression, anger, and all these sorts of things. And things like the environment can affect us, the weather can affect us, our experiences that we have with people day to day can affect us, our traumas of the past experience, our fear of the future. All these things can affect us, make us feel out of alignment. And kind of what I wanted just to discuss a little bit today is about when these things come up, sometimes they feel a bit heavy and we kind of want to change it to like a positive thing, like, I feel quite heavy, but I want it to feel light. And that's when we start to judge emotions and judge what these particular emotions are, whether they're good or bad. And now, for me in my life, I look at emotions as energy. Because if you break it down, the word emotion is energy in motion. So now when something sort of heavier and denser comes up in my body, you might feel anger and you might feel like this rush of energy that comes through your body, or like sadness and grief, and you feel it in your heart. So now when I feel these sort of sensations in my body, I just sit with it and I just observe it and I don't judge it. I think sometimes when we judge these emotions, they stick around for longer than they actually need to. And then sometimes if we don't acknowledge them, they stick around for longer. It's like if you have a kid that's like saying to their mum, "Mum, look at me," and you don't give them any attention, they kind of get louder. But if you can observe them and say, "Yes, darling, I see you. Can't deal with that thing at the moment, but we'll deal with it." It's almost as if the energy just calms down. this connection's going on and off, it's pausing on and off, but that's okay. So if this video, because I'll save it for those that aren't watching right now, but if this video seems a bit choppy, that's why, because the connection's a bit on and off. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about emotions today, and yeah, being able to sit with those heavier emotions is where the real growth comes from. Sitting with those heavier energies that you may feel that, you know, doesn't feel nice necessarily, but it's something really magical happens when you're able to just sit with those energies, with those emotions. Observe it, acknowledge it. I think the acknowledgement is one of the biggest things. And then it just goes. It's really interesting when you start to come into this practice of just observing, and it's a hard practice, but the more and more you become aware of the fact that you aren't your emotions, you're just the observer of what you're experiencing, it becomes more and more second nature. So this is more, I guess, for a tap in for those people in New Zealand going through a winter at the moment. I think for me, like going through the last 2 British winters, darkness by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you know, the sun, if it did come out, didn't come out, till 9, maybe 9 o'clock the next morning. I realised within those last 2 winters, yes, how much the environment can affect our mood, and how the environment and the seasons can affect how we feel. But I think the real power is being able to sit in that hello inner hub. Yes, I was just saying that I think the real power is being able to sit in that darkness, and being able to sit in that darkness allows us to go like even deeper within ourselves and journey even deeper into knowing ourselves and having more self-awareness. Ultimately being able to navigate this life experience in a more balanced place, I would feel to say. So yeah, that's just what that's what I just wanted to kind of have a chat to you about today. If you are feeling like you're in a funk, don't think it's a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, and it's an amazing opportunity for you just to go into yourself, sit with yourself, observe those heavier emotions you might be feeling, those heavier energies, love them, embrace them, accept them, and through doing that, it's really, as I said before, such a magical thing. All of a sudden you just allow this release of energy, of emotion, because ultimately these sorts of emotions will stick around as long as we want them to. We've got to be able to let them go by just acknowledging them and just giving them love, I think, at the end of the day. So yeah, that's what I wanted to chat to you about today. It's a beautiful day here in Birmingham, and it's so interesting being on this side of the world and seeing the vast differences from season to season. So I'm really just soaking up this summer weather after a very dark winter, coming into spring. The flowers are starting to flower, the sun was out more, and now we're in summer, so it's beautiful just to soak up as much sun as possible. So sending you so much love and positive energy and pure intentions. If you're in Birmingham this Saturday, I will be having a full moon ceremony with fire and cacao, so if you feel called to come along to that, do come along. We'll write down on a piece of paper what we want to let go of, and pop it in the fire. There will be a meditation guided by me also, and we will enjoy some delicious cacao. I love cacao. Alright, beautiful souls, have the most loveliest day wherever you are in the world. If you're on the other side of the world, I hope you're having sweet dreams, and connect again soon. Lots of love.